Next, we're going to multiply binomials by binomials and binomials by trinomials and so forth. So here on number 34, we're multiplying y minus 2 by y plus 4. And so you may have heard of this before, but when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, there's a way to remember kind of the process. And we're basically using distributive property, but we're going to distribute the y times each term here, and then we're going to multiply the negative 2 by each term here. And so the way that you may have heard to remember this is FOIL. So FOIL means you multiply first by first, right? So that's the F. Then you multiply outer by outer, outer by outer, so that's the O, right? Then you multiply inner by inner, and that's how you get the I. That's what the I stands for. Then you multiply last by last, and that's where the L comes from. So that's one way to remember the process of multiplying binomials is by foiling. And so, all right, so we'll do that. We'll multiply by first by first. So y by y is y squared. And then we have y by 4, multiplying y by 4, and we get 4y. Okay, then we multiply negative 2 by y, which is negative 2y. And then we multiply negative 2 by positive 4, which is negative 8. All right, then we can combine like terms. This time we do have like terms. And so we have 4y minus 2y, right? So the y squared and the negative 8 don't have like terms, so those will just stay, they'll remain the same. But the y squared comes over, and then 4y minus 2y is 2y, and then the negative 8 comes over. And now we don't have any more like terms, so that's our simplified expression. All right, so we went from multiplying a binomial by binomial, and we ended up getting a trinomial, right, when it was all said and done. All right, and FOIL is just one way to remember, but it's not mandatory that you remember that. If, you know, for me, it's just, you know, we're just distributing, right, each term in the first polynomial by each term in the second. All right, let's try 36. So here we have w. We're going to multiply w by w, w by negative 5, negative 3 by w, negative 3 by negative 5, right? So w by w is w squared. W by negative 5 is negative 5w. Negative 3 by w is negative 3w. And negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 is positive 15. All right, so then we combine like terms. They're in the middle. So we end up with w squared. Negative 5w minus 3w is negative 8w. And then plus 15. All right. So number 40. So here's where the FOIL term breaks down a little bit, because here we have a binomial by a trinomial. So it's not just, you know, there's not just 4 products that we have, you know, the F, the O, the I, the L. So we have, we're going to have 6 products, right? 4y by y squared, 4y by 3y, 4 by y by 1. Then we're going to multiply the 3 by each of these terms, right? So we'll end up with, I just call it super FOIL, but it's really, you know, just 6 products that we're going to multiply. Okay. All right, so let's do one at a time. So first we'll multiply 4y by y squared, and we'll get 4y cubed, right? We add that invisible 1 plus the 2 there. All right, and then we'll multiply 4y by 3y, and we'll get 12y squared. Oh, I forgot. Let's see, I think I undid the cube there. All right, so here we have y1 by y1, so that's where we get the y squared. And then 4y multiplied by 1 is 4y. All right, now we're going to multiply 3 by everything. 3 times y squared is 3y squared. 3 by 3y is going to be 9y. And finally, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. So now we're going to combine like terms. So first of all, the 4y cubed here doesn't have a like term, right? So it's just going to come down, 4y cubed. The 12y squared has a like term, 3y squared, right? So 12y squared plus 3y squared is 15y squared. All right. And then the 4y has a like term here, 9y. So I add those together and we get 13y. And then the 3 is all by itself, no other constants. So it's just going to be plus 3. It'll come down. All right, so remember, like terms are terms that have the same variable expression, right? So the same variable and exponent. So that's why these are like terms with each other, right? And these are like terms with each other. And remember, when you add and subtract, just the coefficients change, right? Not the variables nor the exponents. When we multiply on this step, that's when our exponents change, okay? So when you multiply, your exponents change. When you add and subtract, just your coefficients change. All right, let's see 42. So for number 42, once again, we're going to be distributing. So we'll multiply m cubed by 6m to the 4th n squared. So the m's are like bases, so we can add those exponents. The 6 will stay the same. So 6 stays there. M cubed by m to the 4th is m to the 7th. The n squared will remain the same because there's no other n. So then we multiply m cubed by 3m to the negative 3m to the 6th. So positive by a negative is a negative. The 3 stays. And then m cubed times m to the 6th is m to the 9th. Okay, m cubed multiplied by m squared, n to the 4th. So m cubed by m squared is m to the 5th. And then we get n to the 4th. Okay, so now we're going to distribute the 4mn squared to each term. So negative 4mn squared multiplied by 6 is negative 24 m to the 5th n to the 4th, right? So m to the 1st by m to the 4th is m to the 5th. And then n squared by n squared is n to the 4th. All right, next we'll multiply 4mn squared by negative 3m to the 6th. So that'll be a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 3 is 12. M times m to the 6th is m to the 7th. N squared stays the way it is. And finally, negative 4mn squared by m squared n to the 4th. So negative 4 multiplied by that invisible 1 there is going to be negative 4. M multiplied by m squared is going to be m cubed. And n squared times n to the 4th is going to be n to the 6th. All right, so a lot going on there, right? So now we have to check to see what like terms we have. So here I have a m to the 7th n squared. Have another one there, right? So I can, since those have the exact same variable expressions, I can combine those like terms. 6 plus 12 is 18. And then the variables stay the same when we add and subtract, right? M to the 7th n squared. So next, I have this negative 3m to the 9th. I don't see any other m to the 9th, so that just comes down. Then we have m to the 5th, n to the 4th, and we have another one of those right here, right? So this is an invisible 1 here. So 1 minus 24 is going to be negative 23. And then the variables stay the same. Okay, and then with the last term there's no other like term, so I'm just going to bring it down, negative 4m cubed n to the 6th. I said 6, wrote 9. All right. So that's it.